Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make apple and cherry turnovers, so let's get started. We're making homemade puff pastry, but you can use store-bought if you prefer. So in a large bowl, add the flour and the salt and mix them together. And then cut some of the butter into small pieces and add it to the flour mixture. And use your fingers to rub the butter into the flour until it forms fine crumbs. Then cut the rest of the butter into thin slices and set it aside for now. Into the butter and flour mixture, add a few tablespoons of the water and mix it together until a dough forms. If it's too dry, add a few more tablespoons of water. And then use your hands to bring the dough together into a ball and knead it on a floured surface until it becomes smooth. Wrap the dough in plastic wrap and place it into the fridge for at least a half an hour. While the dough is chilling, place the butter that we cut into slices earlier onto a sheet of parchment paper. Place another sheet on top and use a rolling pin to make the pieces into one rectangle. Trim any uneven edges and put them into the center on top of it. And gently roll the top of it to flatten it. And place it into the fridge for about a half an hour. Place your dough onto a lightly floured work surface and roll it out into a large rectangle. Brush any excess flour off the top of the dough and place the butter square on top, and then fold the edges of the dough into the middle. Brush off any excess flour, fold in the bottom and the top of the dough, and then flip it over. You can proceed to the next step if the dough is still cold. Lightly flour the top of the dough, roll it out into a long rectangle. Fold one end of the dough over to the middle, always making sure you brush off any excess flour, and fold over the other end of the dough. Wrap the dough in plastic wrap and place it into the fridge for at least a half an hour. Then place the dough onto a lightly floured work surface and roll it out into a long rectangle. Fold it again just like we did before. Again, brushing off any excess flour. Wrap it in plastic wrap and place it into the fridge for a half an hour. Do the whole rolling and folding process again. And you can do the whole rolling and folding again. And then fold it in half if it's too big. Wrap the dough in plastic wrap, and you have to refrigerate this for at least an hour before you use it. And now to make the apple filling, peel the apples and chop them up really small. Place them into a small saucepan, add the lemon juice and stir it to combine them. Then add in the brown sugar, all-purpose flour, lemon zest, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Then place the saucepan onto the heat, stir the mixture, and heat it until the mixture thickens and becomes pretty syrupy. Remove it from the heat and set it aside to cool. To make the cherry filling, use a straw to push the seed out of each cherry. Chop them up and place them into a small saucepan. Then add in the lemon juice, sugar, all-purpose flour, lemon zest. Place the saucepan onto medium heat and stir the mixture. It will look pretty runny at first, but keep stirring the mixture over the heat and it will thicken up. Remove it from the heat and place it into a bowl to cool. Then preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Remove your puff pastry from the fridge and cut it in half. Wrap one half in plastic wrap and place it into the fridge while you're working on the first half. Use a rolling pin and roll out the first half really thin. Then use a pizza cutter to cut out 8 rectangles. And then spoon the apple filling into each rectangle. Then roll them up and pinch the edges. And continue doing that for the rest of them. Use a sharp knife to poke a hole in the top of each one. This will let steam escape so they don't pop open while they're in the oven. And place them onto a baking sheet that has been greased and lined with aluminum foil. Brush the tops with a bit of egg wash, which is 1 egg that has been beaten with a tablespoon of water. And sprinkle the top of them with cinnamon and sugar. Place them into the oven and bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they're a light golden brown on top. And repeat the process again with the cherry filling. And with these, sprinkle the tops with regular sugar instead of cinnamon and sugar. And bake them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they're a light golden brown on top. And that's how to make apple and cherry turnovers. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.